Hey, Evin, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Like magic. Like magic. Say his name 5 times and he appears. What's going on? What's going on, man? Nathan, tell her, hey, where you calling in from?
I'm in North Carolina at the moment, actually.
Wow, he even said
at
it like
the
he's
moment.
traveling at this moment. He's traveling the world.
At
this guy.
the moment.
This guy.
At the moment, yeah, that's right.
At
the moment, I'm
Man.
in North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh man, and you about to make things happen. That's what I'm like excited. I can't wait for you to start telling folks what you got going on.
Thank you so much.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, let us know. Wait, tell us. This is your spot. Tell us what you got going on.
Wait, no. Before we even get to, I want to know, like, what exactly do you do? Because you got so many titles.
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
model. You're an actor.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know. What
Oh
you do.
yeah, I've been working. I've been grinding a little bit. Yeah. Well, basically, I've been doing music before anything. Most people know me from writing music and singing music and doing songs throughout the years. But I love entertainment, so I've been basically writing scripts, acting, modeling, a little bit of anything entertainment is where I fit in. But my first love has been music, but currently I've been doing a lot of acting as well. So just so many hats, Feel like it's just being colorful and just expanding.
So is it more acting on a big screen or acting on a stage?
You said, is it more what?
Acting on a big screen or acting on a stage? Which one is it more of that you're more interested in?
All of them actually.
Wow.
I've done a little theater before. I've done some Cotton Club shows and some theater, throughout my career. And it's ironic because a lot of the roles I've gotten has been because I'm a singer. So, I ended up doing them and then learning the roles and kind of, pushing myself to do something I hadn't done before. So it was actually a learning experience to go and do some of these roles that I've gotten, and at the same time learning how to really get into acting and get into other characters. So that theater has been really, instrumental in helping me get to acting actually. So.
Yeah, I believe anybody who can do if you can do it on the stage, then you could do anything at that point, man.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to get
live.
in front of people. Yeah, it takes a lot to get in front of people and share your talent. Talent is so personal sometimes because it's a gift that's given to you from God. So that sometimes can be so personal, and to the point where you're almost you could be kind of intimidated to share it with people sometimes because you don't know what other people's view of what you have is going to be, So it's big to even express yourself, But once you get to that point where you're comfortable and you're able to express yourself with whatever you are, whatever you have, then it's a place you wouldn't want to go back from,
I think it seems like, it seems like most entertainers, whether they're into singing, perform anything that's entertaining, like as far as like getting out to the public or whatever like that, whether they're singing or acting or whatever have you, they start off as introverts first. Am I right? And then like that one moment where they get a chance to burst on a scene, that's when they most of the time they end up letting it out at that moment and everything. But they start off as introverts. Am I right?
It's funny you say that. I mean, I actually, growing up, I was a person who I talked to people, but when it came to the talent part of it, I kept it to myself a lot. Like you may have known that I've done some of the stuff I did, but not to the point where, this is actually what I want to do with my life. It was very much to myself actually. So I know from my experience with it, I pretty much kept a lot of stuff to myself. Growing up, with family and really close family, they knew because I'd always get them to come and be a part of my productions. So I would put on I'll make big productions at home Like, I'll be making a record at home, and I'll be making movies at home, and I had to get my little sisters or my brothers and stuff to come be a part of it. They know when I call, hey, I got an idea. You're going to play this person, you're going to play that person, and we'll go in. I have 5 brothers and sisters, so, you know, we had to find things to do anyway. So I'm pretty sure my parents were not upset about that because we kept ourselves entertained. So.
Wow.
So what got you?
I love it.
So what got you started? Like, when did you know that you wanted to be an entertainer? When did you know that you wanted to be? And what's your first love, actually, and anything? So I know, like, you know, what really got you started in that, you know, in that one particular thing.
Well, honestly, I feel like it has always been something that just has been with me. Like, I'd always watch the great artists like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Boyz II Men and Vogue, like all the great artists, you know, growing up. And I'm like, I just like the whole entertainment aspect, the whole show, you know. And at that point, I realized I want to do this. I want to make songs, and I would take other people's instrumentals of whatever songs were hot at the time, and I'd write my own tracks to them. And I'd make my own background and stuff, and, you know, it was just to the point where I just felt like, I don't know, when I started doing it, I got lost in it. So everything became about music and trying to make songs and trying to create things that I think people want to hear about or sing things that I think people would like, you know. So I just think I just got kind of lost in it, in making music. I think that's what happened with me. But throughout the years, I've been influenced by a lot of different situations as well, you know.
That sounds like you know, being that you started off doing singing over top of the tracks that everybody were already familiar with. That sounds like a mixtape in the making, right there.
Yeah, I made plenty of mixtapes back in the day. I made a bunch of mixtapes, you know, and I probably sometimes I listen to the songs from back when I was growing up, and I'll hear them, and I'm singing my song that I wrote to the song. And so I made plenty of mixtapes back in the day. So, but I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do that because it helped me establish my sound and who I am, you know.
For sure. Donna, how did you find this guy? This guy is like super talented. How did you find this guy?
Oh my goodness. Well, I actually met Evin through some mutual friends of ours, the Ladies of Jam, which we will have those ladies on this show. They are hot. And Evin actually, that's his group. And so I met him briefly, and he's a beautiful soul. That's all I have to say about you, Evin. You're a beautiful soul. And we became friends after that, and I went to a couple of his shows, and this brother right here, he can sing. He is very entertaining on his stage. So when you go to Evin's shows, you're not going to just go there and sit and see him sing a couple of songs. You're going to see a show.
Evin.
Thank you.
Hold on, Evin. Hold on. I seen Evin on one of his pictures that's up on Kickin It with Donna Ro Facebook page. He has a jacket on, but he has his shirt off. Does that mean that you're taking off your clothes? Does that mean you're taking?
No.
Yeah, let us know.
No, I don't do none of that on stage. Not quite yet, you know. That's the last resort.
He said that's the last resort.
That's the last resort.
That's the last song.
No,
that's the last song, you mean?
No, I don't do any of that on stage. One thing about me is I do really strongly believe, and I think it's because I have kids too now, but even before kids, I'm a real strong believer that what we put out in the world is actually what we want to be here when we're gone. So right. I try not to put too much ratchet music out there. I like to make songs with mystery in it. I like to have a song where one person can hear it, another person can relate and think, hey, this is something, you know, that can relate to me on a different level. So I'm not trying to sell something that's going to promote something that's going to hurt somebody. I'm all about love and happiness, and, I push the envelope a little bit in some of my songs, but at the same time, I would never be that kind of artist that wants to make music about things that are going to hurt people in the long run. And it even hurts me when I listen to the radio sometime and hear some of the stuff. I'm riding in the car with my kids, and I'm like, I can't hear this because I don't want to hear this because it doesn't promote anything that's happy and healthy. Not saying that everything is healthy and happy in the world, but I feel like what we take in is an energy that we can't, we live by. So I like to give those kind of vibes to people, not so much of the negative vibes, and it's not something I'm willing to compromise either. So I'm really stern on that,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, because I'm scared of. Wow. I'm so scared of these. I'm scared of these. A lot of the singers say, not even the rappers. The rappers, that they're faking, but the singers nowadays is like, it's scary, man. They sing about some stuff. You're like, wow, man, is that what it's going to be like tomorrow? I was just telling Donna before, since you got on the show about how, like, in the future, making a sex tape is going to be so blasé. It's going to be everybody's going to have a sex tape out in the future because nowadays it's being so, it's like mainstay. Everybody has one. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays and everything, and it's like we got to get back to the days where love is about mystery. You know what I mean? And I think that being that everybody's they subscribe so much to music, that I think the best way to bring love back to mystery is through the music. So when we got somebody like you, even Gibson, here and everything to do something like that, I think is we're in a great place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really hope that a lot of other artists will, and I know it's quite a few artists that do that, but, I hope it's a lot of artists that are in positions where they can encourage these younger generation of kids to actually think about what they're writing. Don't just think about the fact that it's going to be a hot record right now. Because even those records that are hot right now, 5 years from now, you're going to play them and just like, whatever, So I'm just not thinking about what's hot right now, but think about who's going to be listening to that record. You may have kids later on, You don't want them looking back at you and you've got something about rolling out the window, doing this, that, and all this other stuff that just doesn't make sense. So that's how I feel about it, and I just want, that's how I encourage people, because so many young people come to me and say, they want to be in the business, they want to do this and that, and first of all, I tell them that they have to first know their self-worth, because this whole thing is really crazy when you really, really think about it. If you are not strong in who you are, people will tear you apart, because so many people will tell you can't sing, this ain't sounding good, you're not going to make it because you're this. They're going to want to try and fix you to be this or that, or different people are going to be jealous of you because you're able to do that, or people want to think you're not. And you can actually tell yourself that, and you'll start thinking, I'm not good enough. And that's kind of like what this whole tour that I'm doing is all about, the aviation tour that I'm going to be doing. It's actually about me taking flight into my life and moving to another level, rising above any negative energy, and basically just rising in my career and taking control over who I am and letting that speak for me versus being held back by negativity. So I'm really excited about getting on stage and just doing it. Like, so much of the message is in the fact that I'm just on stage able to sing. And, we're doing intimate venues, but I thank God for the opportunity to sing on stage and perform. I thank God for that opportunity, because that's a step further into what I'm doing, So I'm just really excited about aviation, and I'm hoping that it motivates people by seeing that I came from a small town and I'm doing my thing, I'm living my dream, and I'm hoping that it motivates other people to elevate themselves to another level.
That's what's up. So aviation tour.
Yeah,
that's going to be hot.
Yeah,
I'm
really excited.
One of the things that I was going to ask you was, what could you say to the young people who are trying to get into the business? And, and I love the way you explain it. And one of the things I want to ask you, who are the people who influenced you? Like, what artists out there influenced you?
Well, of course, the greatest, Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson, but I want to say Whitney Houston influenced me in terms of and it's so ironic that she influenced me because I actually got to meet Whitney Houston 4 months before she died.
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
How you meet Whitney Houston? Let me hear this. I want to know how you met Whitney Houston.
To this day, I just can't believe it because, and actually sat and ate lunch with her and took a picture with her and, and just, it was just like one of those things where, my God, this is someone, and a lot of people talk about the negativity that surrounds her career, but when you look at her as a person and what she's accomplished as an artist, you can't take that away from her, and that's something that goes in history. The songs she sang, the stuff she sung about, the greatest love of all, the stuff she sang about, she chose to sing this stuff in the position that she was in. That's the kind of stuff we have to put out there for people. And, I'm just like, just being able to meet her, and, I didn't get to meet Michael. And, of course, I said Boyz II Men in Vogue, and I have gotten to meet In Vogue. I got to perform with Don Robinson from In Vogue in D.C. She's a really good friend of mine.
Freeze. You just said you performed with Don Robinson. Donna, stop elbowing me in my ribs about chewing in this microphone because I'm hungry. I don't know if y'all hearing it, but I got elbowed in my ribs just now. But hold on, Dawn Robinson.
I like the way pun intended with "hold on," right? Hold on to your love.
Like that? Like that?
I like that. I caught it. Yeah.
Hey, Dawn Robinson? You serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm digging the Whitney Houston thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy about that. I'm pretty sure, being around Whitney, everybody would think it's going to be some nonsense or some ratchetness and anything lead to her death, whatever like that. And rest in peace to Whitney Houston. But I would only guess that it would be something sort of angelic and anything about being around her because Whitney was such a
absolutely.
You know what I mean? She was the talent was so real and from the heart. You know what I mean?
I can't explain the feeling. Yeah. I really don't think it was just me, but when you're in a room with Whitney Houston, you just know that there's a legend in that room. It's just no way around it. She was so much more beautiful in person than I don't think pictures could even take. She was just you could tell she was just such a down to earth person. It was just so. I will never forget meeting Whitney Houston, and that was right before she went to go record Sparkle, and she was just about to leave to go record her last film, and it's just everything is just crazy because I just feel like her life meant so much to so many, and being able to see that up close and that knowing the walk of life that I'm in. It felt good. And when I went to L.A., I actually got to perform in the last club that she performed in, and I didn't even know it until after I performed. Wow. And I was like, wow, this makes sense. I actually got to perform in the last club that she performed in, and I was like, it's just signs that I'm in the right walk of life, regardless of what people think of me or what people think of my talent or whatever. This is the life that I'm supposed to be in. So I have messages that I have to get out there, and that's what she did. She dedicated her life to music and what she believed in, regardless of her ups and downs. So just feel like, that's the journey that we take when we are chosen to do something.
Yeah, that's what's up. Was Bobby there? Please tell me Bobby wasn't there. Bobby can't be there. Bobby kills the story. And I love this story, man. I love that you met up with Whitney because because it rubs off. I'm telling you, it's like the greatness rubs off. I love that album that Whitney did, the last album that she did. Oh my God, man, yo,
I Look at You is a great record.
Oh my God, she killed that. She killed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So it's just like just knowing that you met her and everything makes me. You know what? I'm just gonna forget about I'm gonna forget about Dawn Robinson for a minute. I'm gonna forget about it. As much as I like.
We can't forget about Don. We can't forget about Don.
No, I want to hear more about Don.
Don is such. Oh my God, Don is such a sweet, and I think a lot of people get the wrong perception of her. She's a sweet lady, and I went to LA and went to a premiere when that show came on, and I performed with her in DC. She invited me to perform with her, and like I've known her for so long, and we've kept each other encouraged throughout the years. She's such a great individual, man, and so opposite of what people think of her and how people take her. She's a legend, and when I heard her in Soundcheck, first of all, it was crazy. I was like, wow, even without the rest of the vocals, just her there, she was so powerful, and she gave me some advice backstage that I'll never forget, and I'm gonna always remember what she told me and how much it means what she said to me. So I just, and Maxine was there too. So, and it was just really, really wonderful. She's sweet as well. So,
wow.
Really great. Maxine was second to me. Maxine was the second rate. But I want to know give me that. You know what? We're going to introduce your song. We're going to come back. I want to know the advice that Dawn gave you and everything. But right now we're going to play Instant Fire.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
How about that Instant Fire by Evin Gibson? How about that? Introduce that thing, Evin.
Well, this song, Instant Fire, is one of my favorite cuts by me. It's about deep love, and it's a love song that I think a lot of people can relate to. This joint is hot, and it's done a lot for me, and I love it. I love the video. I love the song, so hope you guys enjoy it as well. So it's Evin Gibson with Instant Fire.
That's what's up. Here he is.
Couldn't want another, and it's crazy.
Yo, Even, I don't like you.
Loved it. I love it.
I like that song, but I don't like Even. I don't like is it Evan or Even? I don't like Evan. I don't like Evan no more because you know why? Because you look, you know what I'm saying, you're a handsome guy and you can sing. I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yo, check out the video. Check out the video. It is hot.
Hey, we just posted it just now on Kickin It with Donna Ro's Facebook page, and I'm so mad at this guy because, you know, listen, I don't like, listen, you can't look good, be talented, singing and all of that stuff at the same damn time. You can't do that, man. Too much.
And acting. Don't forget acting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
come on,
actually.
Man.
And that video I'm very proud of because it made it to MTV. So I'm very, very proud of the video too. And it's the number one on a few stations on the East Coast. So I'm happy about that song. So
you go ahead.
There's room for everybody, man. There's room for everybody.
And you know what? The crazy thing is that I don't even want to sing. I don't want to act either. It's just I'm just mad because you doing it all. I'm just mad, man.
Well,
I don't know.
Doing it all. I'm just doing what I'm here to do. That's it. I'm actually.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We got to talk about what you're getting ready to do with Outbreak Zero. And I probably cut you off, so I'm sorry about that. But you got to talk about that.
More stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this guy.
He said more stuff.
I'm really excited about Outbreak Zero. I auditioned for Outbreak Zero in November of last year, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to get the part because this guy, the character, when I read for him, he was like really like not me. So because his name is Jamal, he's actually a guy who's they're kind of in Outbreak Zero. It's a big outbreak and it wipes out. It makes the majority and the minority, and it's like it's just really one of those. It's a dark comedy. And it's one of those situations where the world changes and people have to adapt to it. And when things happen, you know, it's always a set of people who are pretty much not thinking clearly. And unfortunately, I played a part of one of those people. Jamal, his world was, he was a guy who wanted to be successful in his career, and things didn't go that way. So when this new world comes, he figures he can take off and do a lot of stuff to try to hurry up and speed up the process, or, you know, he can just take what he feels he wants, but he's influenced by his girlfriend, actually. So I'm not giving too much of the story away, but he's the opposite of me, you know, and it's actually a television series. It's not a web series. It's actually a television series, and it's going to be on a major network when it's picked up. We have production for that now. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great project. I think it's a different way to look at things. And the reason why I wanted to do it was because I thought that it would let people look at who we are and kind of see what would happen in a different situation, in a different world, when we can't blame anyone but ourselves, kind of like thing. So it's really interesting. Don't want to tell too much of the story because I really want everybody to check it out. But I'm looking forward to everybody being able to see it next year. And I'm just really excited for it. And I hope everybody check out the page, OutbreakZero.tv. And, you know, then I really hope people really feel the story. That's really cool.
That's what's up, man. Boy. You better stop playing. You better give him that doggone applause, y'all. Man, I told you I didn't like him. I told you. Way too much stuff.
Yeah.
This guy's too accomplished.
You know, one thing about Outbreak Zero is I got a really amazing cast and crew. It's just crazy. Like, they're very supportive, and they're supportive of. I'm sure they're listening now. They're very supportive of the things I'm doing outside of Outbreak Zero. You know, it's crazy. And that's one thing about it. I have a team of people who are really, you know, there are a lot of people who really supported me through the years, and I can't go through names because I couldn't name everybody. But I know me, it's a young lady named Versatile, Bobby J. We get together. put our events together. We put things together, and I love them dearly. They're also fellow musicians, and and it's just a big team of people. I can just go down a list of people from that really helped me keep things rolling. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for this team of people behind me. My record label in themselves have been, they've actually been so supportive of what I'm doing too. So I can honestly say I got so many great people behind me, and I think one of the reasons why is because they know that I'm going to always return that energy back to them. That's just what I do. You give me energy, I'm going to give you that same energy. So they're in my corner, and without them, man, I don't know where I'd be.
And who's your record label? Who are you signed with?
I'm with a label called Straight Wired Entertainment. It's a new label. I've been with them for a few years now, and they're working on a record for me, and I'm just really excited to get. They actually released the Instant Fire for me, so we're working on a project, hopefully right after the aviation tour. So we should have some great new music coming soon.
That's good. That's good, man. I'm proud of you, man.
I've got to work with a lot of great people, man. A lot of great people. When I went to Cali, I worked with my boy Vince. He's crazy. And, of course, I work with some people I've been working with for years, from Quan, from Track Force Productions, and some of my friends from the Netherlands. So I work with a lot of people over the years. So just putting together an album, it should be an easy process. So
who would you love to work with? Who would you just be like, you know what? This would solidify me as like in your mind, not even to the society or the listeners or the masses or whatever. What would solidify you in your mind as being the artist that you always wished to be? Once you worked with this particular person, who is that person?
I'm really searching my mind right now. That is a possibility that I can work with. Let's see. I'm gonna say. I really want to.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah,
okay.
We can hear you now.
Okay. I'm going to say possibly Babyface.
Babyface.
I just always I always liked his music, and I just feel like he does a great job at production and putting together melodies and capturing a song. I would like to work with him. And
wow,
yeah.
You threw me for a loop just now. Wow, you threw me for a loop. And I don't like you even more now. Listen, because you know what? Because most people would have said some, I would love to work with, this person or another artist or whatever like that. You said you like to work with a producer / artist who's already great in their craft in production and anything, who has a sound already. It says so much about you that it made you even more perfect. So it's every time you say these great answers and give me these great responses to these questions, it makes you be so much further away from me, this normal guy who's just sitting on here on the radio conjuring up these retarded questions for you and everything, that it makes you so further away from me. Yeah, I mean, that,
Did
I'm
you
mad.
say retarded question?
I gotta say that because I'm just a regular guy and everything, and you're an extraordinary guy, and it's bothering me so much, But God, I like that. I think what? If I was to be an artist, I would have said, I'm gonna take all of your answers, and I'm gonna go on some show somewhere, and I'm gonna say I'm an artist, and I'm just gonna give these answers. I might even use your song and say it's mine until they find out.
Oh my, don't do that.
You sound good. You sing good.
Wait a minute here.
You know what I mean? You sing good. This is the Steelers show. You sing good. You know what I mean? You're a handsome guy and everything, and I don't mean that in no other kind of way, but just point blank, you're a good-looking guy. Point blank. You know what I mean? You got all of the stars lined up, man, and then you just gave the best answer in the whole wide world. You know what I mean? That bothered me a lot. That bothered me so much.
Well, I'm honestly, I'm a real regular guy. I'm really, I'm probably so regular. The thing I enjoy doing the most is being a dad. So I'm just that regular. Just me and my kids, and a lot of people don't know, but I'm a big goofball. People meet me, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were this goofy. I'm so goofy. I really am. And and I play with my kids, and we just have a great time, you know. So
how many kids do you have? You have 2 kids? All right, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I have 2 kids.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
We hear you now.
Wait a minute. Hey, we got I think we have a caller. Let's see if the caller want to say something and anything before we ask you this last question. Caller, you on the line, 919.
That's right. So how you doing? This is Michael Bowie. I'm the director of photography on Outbreak Zero, and I have to say that not only is Evin an outstanding vocal artist, but he's a great actor as well.
Wow.
And he's right. He is kind of a goofball. I used to sing with a professional group called the Fantastic Volunteers, and we were all falsetto singers in the background. So Evin and I would be on set in between shoots, both of us hitting one of these high falsetto notes, seeing who could hit the highest. but yeah, he's a great guy, a lot of fun to work with, and it's a good thing that you have him on your show to share some of his experiences with your audience.
Definitely. Look at that, man. You got a cool line. This guy got a cool line.
Thank you so much, Michael. He's not lying, though. He hit some of the stylistics up in there. I'm like, oh. We be going there. Yeah, like I said, I have an excellent crew of people I work with. Michael, the whole cast, the whole crew, we have so much fun, and I appreciate that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to the whole the Outbreak Zero crew and everything, as well as the director of photography, Michael. We have to give a shout out to all you guys. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to this now.
Thomas Scott,
definitely.
Thomas Scott,
Ken Watts is the writer.
Ken Watts,
there are a lot of great people on that set.
Yes.
So, yeah. Definitely. So, but definitely, Evin brings a lot of pizzazz to the screen when he plays his role, and he's a lot of fun. Him and Creed going at each other as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you got to watch it when it comes out. But thanks for taking me on your call.
Hey, no doubt. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for calling in.
It's funny because I'm surprised he says that, because when we're filming, we have our mics on, and when the cameras are not rolling, we didn't know. Me and Creed didn't know the mics were on one time, and we were just saying so much stuff. And then he's out the blue like, "We can hear y'all," and I was like, "Oh, cow." We were saying some crazy stuff. So I guess I didn't dig too deep on that one. But it was crazy.
We got a last question before we go, because we're nearing the end of the show. But you know, the question that we didn't get a chance to revisit. Give us that advice that Dawn Robinson gave you when you met her.
I'm glad you remember that, Ro. Yes.
I'm an elephant.
I'm actually going to say that advice. I'm actually going to say that advice. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep that one to myself for a while.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that one to myself. It's just one of those things, like the candle I got for Whitney Houston. It's just one of those things I'm going to cherish. You know what I'm saying? It was just, but I will say that it was very much about how you choose what energies you want to entertain, basically. Mm-hmm. And that's one of those wonderful things about Don. And I didn't even get to tell you guys, but I'm also working on a little web series that would basically showcase some of the stuff that I've gone through in order to put this tour on. So I'll be premiering that. I can't wait. It's called Taking Off with Evin Gibson.
I'm so glad you announced that.
Taking off with Evin Gibson. Yeah. Okay, definitely. We got to keep eyes open for that one.
Yes.
And the big chat will be on there, so I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm a photobomb it. I'm just gonna run by and just like show my face. I don't care if it's already done already.
Here goes in.
Oh wow.
Hey man, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it, man. Yo, you know what? I like you all of a sudden. I like you now. You know what? It took me a whole show, but I like you now. I like you now. I met Dawn Robinson back in like 80. What is it? When their first album came out, and they were down in like Newport News, Virginia, and she gave me some advice too. She told me get your life right and come back next time and everything. So
wow.
So
wow.
that was a great encounter and everything. But hey, man, Evin Gibson, and I'm sorry, I keep on saying your name wrong. Evin Gibson and everything here with the Kickin' It with Donna and Ro show. And hey, man, we enjoy having you, man. You're dope. I like you, man. I was just talking.
It was my pleasure.
Evin is adorable. I love him.
I definitely want to thank the Big Chat for always looking out for me and having my back. I really do. Thank you so much. And I want to encourage everybody listening or whatever, please, if I'm in your city or nearby, come check out my aviation tour because there's something in there for everybody. And that means a lot to see your face.
Hey, Evin, post up your tour dates and everything right on Kickin' It with Donna and Ro show Facebook page and everything, so that all of the listeners can get a chance to see exactly where to find you at. All right, we'll open it up for you so that you can definitely do that, or shoot it over to Donna and she'll post it. And did I say posted it? She'll post it and hey, man, thanks a lot again, man. You hear that? Hey, thanks a lot. Let's do it again next week, listeners. Donna, you want to say goodbye to the people?
I want to say goodbye, people.
That's it. Evin, you want to say something to the people before we go?
Just check me out, www.evingibson.com. That's EVIN-Gibson.com. And thank you so much for listening.
No doubt. And I'm just going to say, Dawn, you should have gave me some better advice. We out of here, man. Hey, this is You Deserve by August Alsina.